Hello. Hello, hello. Congrats on first Phantom Crime. Oh man. I hope everything sounds okay. It's been a while since I've streamed. About a week and a half, I guess, now. And I just woke up a little bit ago, so. Meow now? Oh, I see. I see. Meow meow. Oh man. But yeah, we're gonna be continuing FF14 today. Uh, they have an event going on right now, but I don't know where to go to like start that event, so I'm just gonna continue the main story quest. Let's talk to Y'shtola. I'm relieved to see you well, but come, let us discuss our next step. Oh, my mount speed just went up. Nice. The word will already have reached Maelstrom Command. Protocol requires that a representative of our order inform the High Commander of our mission's success. The honor is rightfully yours, Phantom. Once again, I must commend you for a job well done. We shall speak again soon. I have no idea what this game does. It's a, you only know T. I see. Tifa's not in this one, I believe. But yeah, this is just a MMORPG. Oh, getting ads again. go to Limsa. Yo. Thank you for coming. Word of your triumph reached me some while ago, but I am pleased to have it personally confirmed. First a free and now Titan. Truly that, when I think of your achievements, I feel the loss of the Warriors of Light less keenly, and there can be no greater compliment than that. You and your order are heroes. The people of Limsa Laminsa are forever in your debt. I shall relay the details of your report to the Admiral forthwith. Please send my regards to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. This has been Philia. Your Stola has informed me of your success. You've won a great victory for the people of Eorzea, one that shall not be forgotten. And what is more, both you and your Stola emerged from Gamoro unscathed. Why, Tachiru and the others seemed as glad of that as they did of the Titan's fall. You can look forward to a hero's welcome. We'll be waiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Awesome. Alright. Teleport to the Waking Sands. Oh. No. No! What's happened? Everybody looks like they're dead. Okay. It's crazy. Each. Okay. This one is glad that you're safe.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed. Thank heavens he is safe. Louisoire, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time, it will illuminate the realm once more. Oh!
Advance no further!
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan. Bring him forth, or you shall know no mercy.
Confound it. Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you. I surrender myself, on the condition you spare the innocents.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Sire. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
Search all you will. The one you seek is not here.
So it would seem.
And yet you knew to look here. But how?
Hold that thought.
Oof. That's
No!
one strong kick.
Conditions of surrender. Denied.
Cease at once!
Have you not done enough?
Perhaps. Enough. We must away. Though we have not found our quarry, the High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now. They say she also possesses the Echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream. I said enough!
She really just shot one of her own.
We leave! Bring the prisoners.
It's walking one. Menphilia asked this one to. In case one returned, this one was to say at church in eastern Thanalan, walking one must claim sanctuary. Forgive this one. Save. Man, that guy really died from just a single kick. It's kind of sad. No. So I was told I was going to get a hero's welcome back, and this is what I came back to. Was everyone being dead or captured. It's not very heroic, I guess. Hello, 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 Blueberry. Hello, welcome in. Let's see what this guy has to say. Is something troubling you, my son? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. If there's anything I can do to help you, anything at all, you need only ask. Um, Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. No, it's definitely the wild roses are dead, Father, and I know not what to do. The wild roses. I see. You may speak freely here. We are all friends of the Scions. How could this have happened? And you're certain that Minfilia was among those taken by the Garleans? Let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here for as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Minfilia's. I have known her since she was but a child. Well, I do recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I will gladly offer... Oh, geez. Hello. Hello, Raiders. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid, Blueberry. I am Phantom Cat VT, a variety streamer, and today I'm just continuing Final Fantasy XIV's MSQ. Hello, hello. Hi, Raiders. Hi, hi. How was your stream, Blueberry? What were you playing? Thank you for the follow, a Snowy Fox. Thank you, thank you. I hope you had a good stream. It was fun. Oh, you were also playing FF14. Nice, nice. It's awesome. I am not very far in the story yet, so yeah, we're just trying to make our way through that. Thank you for the follow, Blueberry. Thank you, thank you. We just defeated Titan and got back to the Scions, and everyone was dead. I know the sad part of the story right now, it feels like. Oh no, I'm a little bit ahead of you. Oh no. Time to do something else. I'm just kidding. But, of course, if you need to go take a break, get something to eat, or anything like that, feel free. I understand entirely. She just got past Tam Terra. Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. We're not that far apart, though. Sorry for spoiling stuff. Just a moment. Yeah, go eat. Go eat. Thank you for the raid again. Thank you, thank you. Am I pretty far ahead? It doesn't feel like it. Oh yeah, that's right. Tamtara is a dungeon. That's right. I'll just be lurking. Okay, okay, of course. Thank you, thank you. Thank you again. Alright. So please, no matter what you require, you need not hesitate to ask. Marquez, what would you come here would you come here for a moment? Yes, Father. If you require assistance, pray speak with Marquez. He is trifle shy, but I assure you he means well. He's what? I should explain. Marquez is a survivor of the Battle of Partenua. Alas, his experiences... No spoilers. Ah, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Alas, his experiences took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he would surely have perished in the desert. Oh no. Marquez, I want you to look after Phantom. Do you understand? Yes, father. Those who wait. He has a personal request to make of me. Excuse me, do you have a moment? It concerns his broken, horload? I don't know how to pronounce that. Which was found in the pocket of a man brought here for burial. There is something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device, it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask that you journey to Camp Drybone and my steed, and obtain a ballpoint chisel and a pair of needle nose pincers? They are often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be the best people to ask. Of course. I do not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse. That should cover the cost. I forgot to ask Blueberry what class she's playing as. Ah, I gotcha. Nice. I am playing a white mage, I believe? Yeah. Not quite 30 yet for the job soon. I gotcha. Ballpoint chisel, you say? And a pair of needle nose pincers. Those things don't come cheap, you know. Hopefully this is enough. What level am I? I am level 43. I'm a little bit higher level than the quest right now for the main story. Yes, that should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you. Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot to put my soul stone on. I was like, I swear I got that. Yeah. There we go. I had been fishing off stream and I forgot to switch on that. Thank you for reminding. Where's my job stone? Yeah, I've just been leveling without it. No big deal. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I need to do that. You're right. Gear set. Great new gear set. There we go. Oh, you can assign it to a hotbar? I didn't know that. Have you brought the tools I requested? Yeah, they're right here. Something occurs to me. Please wait here a moment. Having more hotbars might be needed. Yeah, that's true. I still need to... I haven't even messed around with setting up the keybinds, to be honest. It was for naught. Though I repaired the device easily, this sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. I might add like 2 more to make it 8 total. Oh, sheesh. But how did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. Pardon me, Phantom. This was a mistake. Please give the Oraluge to Sister Elund. The man who once owned it is currently in her care. I think it best that it be returned to him. See. Oh, I see. I probably don't need the limit break. It's a healer. We're at this level anyway. Good morrow to you, sir. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? No, but here's his watch, I think? Maybe? Never have I seen such a queer device. You say that it measures the passing of time. Mayhap they are more common in Garlemald. I am given to understand that its cities are filled with all manners of amazing technologies. Marquise said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh, dear. You don't suppose that owner might have been a Garlean spy? It may behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drybone. But, mayhap more importantly, did Marquise manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. I might just hop over to Midgard just because why not? That's fair. New weapon, let's go. Nice. I recognize you now, Phantom. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the Waking Sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find the closure. Back to the Waking Sands. You don't look like one of them church fellows. Not that I'll turn you away. No, sir. As you can see, we've got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to the lich yard they go. But thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. 'Twas the stuff of nightmares, I tell you. God stands Imperials. Except I did go inside and I saw all of my friends were dead. Were gone. I don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, ain't I seen you around here before? Or do ye just have one of them faces? Never mind. Any road, there's a carriage come to haul the bodies to the lich guard out to the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I have a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folk are starting to turn. Ugh. This is so sad. Yeah, the corpses. The fact that you have to carry your dead comrade is kind of sad. And it is sad. Uh, I do like, or I kind of find it interesting that the game makes like the icon for corpses when you're carrying them into a flower. What happened to the big fella? Ah, forget it. Just bring the next batch and toss them in the bag. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough. Man, yeah, you didn't have to say that. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in one trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest then. It's off. I mean, they are dead, but still. Uh, supposed to share respect for the deceased. I mean, they... Yeah. Oh, man. I mostly feel bad for the Sylph. They died from just a single kick. I never got to dance with them after that. Come on, come on. Let's finish this before I die of old age. Okay, man. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. Reckon it won't take long to deliver all the corpses to the Lich Yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. Back to Camp Tribon. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that, in doing so, you found some small measure of peace. I don't know. I got told to throw them around. I don't know if that's really gonna bring me peace. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not long ago, and we have begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm. And if only the people loading the carriage were doing the same. Although we can perform rites for most of the scions, there is one whom we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solus. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with the Sylphic traditions. Yeah. Wow, that's so sad. Back to Little Shroud. wait for my ad break to be over before I continue the story. Gives me a second to drink some water. Do, 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 do. Alright, welcome back to the people who got mad. I waited. Alright, this one is surprised to see Walking One and Little Solus. How can these ones assist Walking One? Oh no, this is gonna be so sad. Neuraxia, but this one does not understand. This one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One. Awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solus. But why? These ones have not requested for their aid. Neuraxia? How did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. So, not only Neuraxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Neuraxia. Neuraxia went to Thanalan at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Neuraxia at the end. Tell this one that Neuraxia was brave. Tell this one that Neuraxia did not suffer. She was brave. But she also didn't need to do that either. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Neuraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial ones must pay. Imperial ones must suffer. Oh sheesh. I mean, when the time comes for the Walking Ones to face Imperial ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Neuraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. I mean, I don't know how much they can really do if they just get kicked and die. Oh man. But I guess any help is better than no help at all. You're waiting on level 90 raid queue times? Oh no. Is it bad? DPS, yeah. That makes sense. What class are you playing? Alright. We thank you for your service to the church and to the Sylphs. You may be pleased to know that, in your absence, we interned the remaining scions in the Lich Yard. Perhaps you will wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you already have done so much on their behalf. please take a rest and set aside your burdens for now. Oh, I just got to level 44. Sure, cast. Nullifies most knockback and draw in effects. Oh. Nice. Reaper main. Ah, I gotcha. Gotcha. Nice. I didn't originally mean to play a healer. I don't know why I thought Conjurer was a damage dealer. Whenever I made my character, and then I realized that it was a healer. But I only realized like around, I think like level 10, I was like, oh, that's why I only have 2 damage abilities. I I am not imagining it. I know I'm being watched. It'll get better, I promise. Yeah. And I mean, I play a healer whenever I played WoW, so it's kind of like what I'm used to. This is different. Sinister. It's as if I'm under observation. Oh man. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when I last ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It will only take a moment. Oh, burials are here. Oh, that is not a damaging ability. Not too bad. The Imperials really are following us. But are they following me or are they following this random guy? You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please, allow me a moment alone. Wait, Father Elude must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. Heavens forfend that such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? This is Garlean steel, which means the man who was watching Marquez was. Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before more Imperials come. It's the guy.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the Seventh Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Cid Garland. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you,
He's
leave us in peace.
Yeah. He...
Wait, I...
Hear me, Cid. Eorzea needs you.
Oh, I was hoping I would get to hear what Sid actually sounded like. Maybe still.
Cid, was it? Here. These belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
I'm waiting. I feel like, for whatever reason, I was like, it's just gonna, like, have the old guy talk to him, but he's never gonna say anything back.
Who are you?
He doesn't sound like how he looks.
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength.
Garuda Sandstorm. Oh man, she's supposed to be stronger than Ifrit and Titan. That's...
Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled.
Okay,
If
but
we are
like...
to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Cid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Cid, you do. Your very own airship.
Imagine you just like find out who you are and somebody's like, yeah, you have you have an airship. Like,
It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
beach. Looks so different.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force
She's
to be
hot.
reckoned with.
Ah, sheesh. I'm just surrounded by pretty boys.
They need my airship. They need me.
Nice. Alright. I always love a good cutscene. Especially when it's voice acted, so then I don't have to read it. What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid would be at last found within our church. It defies imagination. I beg your pardon. You wish to find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity. Much like the great Gobu Wall of Olda, it states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Corthius. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Falgord Float, the closest settlement to Corthius. Mayhaps the Serpents stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. I hope you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has the need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself and Sid. Yeah, unfortunately there's no rest for a hero. Okay. Oh. Wait. Is that you? Yeah. Oh, your pet is so cute. I'm gonna send you a friend request if that's okay. Yay! This is all I can do. I can heal you. Oh. Nice. Alright. Gonna get back to questing. I like your character though, she looks cute. Is there aught I can assist you with, sir? Oh, thank you. It took me forever to figure out, like, what I wanted to do. I wanted to make my character look like my model as close as I could, but there's only so much that you can get. The Enterprise. You speak for Master Garland's ship, yes? Aye. I needn't refer to the records. I know that the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Corthius. What became of it after that, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Vorte Fart as Florental's at Florental's Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I am unsure what it is you wish to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. Funny that he says that because I have just the man to be able to fly that. Ship. There he is. Well met. You have found him. Indeed. I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the Great Snows came to Corthius. What exactly is that about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. It was on the eve of the Battle of Cartanua, nigh on the 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then, all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I had ever seen splits the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Corthius. The astrologians at the observatorium may have the records which could help, but to obtain them, you would need to deal with the Ishgardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalamud descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I've little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. A little bit of a tongue twister there. That's a long drop. Kinda glad that you can't die from fall damage in this game. Ludo boy. Hello, sir. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to the House of Durandare, and what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ha, how absurd. As if we would permit an outsider to pursue the records of the Observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer the saucer to strangers. They won't help me out. Alone have mercy. Are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I am on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where in the hells is that knight that I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I have use for you, after all. If you wish to still aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of the House of Durandare, as is mine. Okay. Rude to me at first, but now he's willing to use me. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. Like, I know that whenever you see those, these like dark purple circles on the ground, that enemies are probably going to spawn in, but for whatever reason, it didn't register this time. If it wasn't for you, sir, I reckon that they would have finished me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards. And death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I pray that the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within the region. Fare thee well, friend. I feel like this is going to be a long quest line of doing things for other people just so that I can find an airship that doesn't work and then have to do things to fix it. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see that I may have been premature in my judgment, sir. We are proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologians to entertain your request. However, understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may pursue their records. Pray proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Edmel? The gentlemen come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could Sir Ludova be thinking? It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Duravian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with the heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologian for Lemore up above. Okay. so many stairs. Oh, I don't know why looking down made me slightly dizzy. I don't even have a fear of heights, so I don't... That's so weird. No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you ask? Were our records fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of the war which has raged for generations. I speak not some mere spat between South-run nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Falun's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Forlamort. I wished to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guest. Palpa, hello, I am alive. I didn't stream last week because I have a new schedule with my work, and I was kind of just trying to let that, or figure out like what my sleep schedule is going to be like. So yeah, I took a little bit of a break last week, but I am back to streaming now. Waking up really early in the morning for work is not it. Thank you for the head pats, Palpa. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, my sleep schedule was so messed up last week. It was like I would get off work at like 8:30 in the morning, and then I would get home and I would sleep for like 2 hours, and then I would wake up and uh do stuff until like around like 6 or 7 p.m. and then I would sleep for like 4 hours. It was so bad. I was so tired last week. There was no way I would have been able to stream. Inquisitor Gullame? You honor us with your presence, sir. The gentleman was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Durandare's Knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you seek an airship last seen in Corthius 5 years ago, yes? You come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Corthius. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp of your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. I was not aware that you aided House Durandare in that fashion. Thank you, sir. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. Guess I'll find it myself. You there, sir. I could not help but overhear your conversation with the chief astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require you to perform for me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine has yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of the Ixil in that vicinity. If you would seek out this astrologian and confirm that he is well, it would be a great comfort to me. I don't know why, but falling from really high heights in video games always like makes my stomach like flip, I swear. Even though again, like I'm not scared of heights, but I guess like just like falling is a different story entirely. It's like the feeling you get when you go on a roller coaster. But I get that in games too, so it's weird. Let's find this random person who went off on his own. What a relief to see someone other than a goddamn birdman. I thought I could finish my work whilst the Ixal were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope that they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You are not one of our knights. A man of House Durandare cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, sir. Wow. They're so rude. Okay. Maple, hello. I see. Thank you for the headbats. Hello, hello. Oh my. Thank you for the headbats. Oh, Pete. Hello, thank you for the picture, pretty. I guess I'll do those real quick. Am I winning? I wouldn't say so. So far this stream, my company of people, I came back to find most of them were dead and the rest of them were captured. And then, now I'm on a wild goose chase to find an airship so that I can save the world from a Titan. Or not Titan, Garuda? Which is like a god, I guess, causing problems. So yeah, I'm not really winning. Relatable. Yeah, but alright, let me do those push-ups real quick. Imagine winning. Couldn't be me. Yeah, so far I haven't been winning in this storyline either. My goal by the end of the stream is to get Phantom into the Final Fantasy TCG. Oh no. Beef. Beef. I don't really know all that much about, like, all the other Final Fantasy games, to be completely honest. Like, I played both of the spin-off games that were for the GameCube and the Wii. Same, but I still have it. Oh, I see. It's always, like, I always find it interesting how many different TCGs there are for, like, all these different things. Like, I didn't realize that people, like, have it for, like, all these different series. He can get the cards for it already. Oh yeah, that's right. There's like a there's a card game in the actual game P as well. It's a level 15 thing. Yeah, I haven't done the quest to unlock it, but I did see it whenever I was leveling. Say less. Yeah, there's like 5-star cards and things like that. Actually, like, I really want to do that, but I don't know like how entertaining going around trying to collect cards is for stream. I'd probably do it off stream. I still dream of getting the Yuffie Sig. People like the gotcha factor. That's true. People pay money to watch people open cards. You are right. That is true. Alright. The arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. I can't explain it, but yeah. Yeah. But you are eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you have already aided your own cause. I mean, it's kind of like people who watch streamers play things like Genshin and Star Rail, but only for when they're opening like holes, I guess. They're technically not opening anything; they're just pulling. The House of Durndare is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sight of Dravonian aggression. Yet, you have already aided them twice, for which they are honor-bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the Observatorium's records. That is just as well, for there's other ways you might locate your missing airship. What I propose is that you petition Lord Portlane for an official introduction to the other high houses. The word of House Durandare carries tremendous weight in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you would have little trouble obtaining information from the other high houses. But what if the captain says, nah, chief, you gotta figure it out on your own? You've caused quite a stir in your short time here. First you slay 2 heretics and save a knight, and now I hear you have rescued a man of our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. An introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny that you have given us no cause to distrust you. But while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses. It is only fitting that you aid us one final time, when you agree. Yeah, I gotta work for everything. I knew it. I knew trying to get this airship was gonna be like a wild goose chase where people are like, oh, can you do this for me? And can you do this for me? And yeah, can you actually do that for me too? And then I'm not gonna tell you the information. I'm gonna let you meet someone else who might tell you the information if you help them. Now, I understand you are very eager to find your missing airship. It's like he knew. It's like he knew. Oh man. Worry not, for this task it should take a man of your skills but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfair Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, sorry about that. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of the robbery and bring back what you find. Lest you intend to perform only a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to the house Halion further improving the chances they indulge your request for aid. Okay. Okay, the last one is gonna spawn enemies. This time I won't be caught off guard. We go. Yeah, I wasn't wrong that it wouldn't be that hard for me to do. But I was attacked. Which was not part of the plan. Have you good tidings to share? Or, better yet, stolen merchandise to show? Gods bless you, friend. It's all here. Every last... but wait. The chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hells. That was the personal property of Lord Prancel, too. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. Fury take me, a draconian rosary, in the possession of Lord Francel? Yet, perhaps this is not so difficult to fathom. House Halion is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, sir. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Halion. The other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ishgardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved. The world is gonna collapse while I wait for them to figure it out. This guy has something very important to tell me. What is it, sir? Come closer, lad, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Halion for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfair Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of Edelweiss, and he will know you for a friend. Now go. Okay. And now we're off again. Yes, you look as though you have something to say, do you? Is that an Eloise in your pocket? Or are you happy to see me? I'm gonna choose that option. I just want to see what he says. Oh, it is the correct one. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be that one. Oh, that's funny. I see that Sir Carilot has not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity it has not been seen in Corthius since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall to the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Although the Draconian Rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, for if they harbor even the slightest doubt, this will only add to the weight of the incessant accusations our house has suffered of late. It's as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. A missing airship. I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord... some of these names are so hard to pronounce for me, I don't know why. Lord Harchfont of House Fortemps commends the garrison at the Camp Dragonhead. Present him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. So many of those dudes. Ah, the unmistakable swagger of a well-traveled adventurer. If you were to come to pay your respects, be at ease, friend. I am not one to stand on formality. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself. But enough chatter. Pray tell me why you have come. If there is any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah yes, The letter made mention of a pressing matter of which you required assistance. What might that be? So, this enterprise you speak of was last seen above Corthius before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events, for while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Cartanua, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries in your behalf and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Hortense. Talk of Corthius. As you have doubtlessly realized by now, the high houses of Ishgard, House Fortemps included, are either unable or unwilling to offer you formal assistance in your search. However, that does not mean that there are not influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to your cause. I shall be sending missives to their various representatives in Ishgard, though I suspect it would be quicker and more efficient if you were to make inquiries of your own. Lady Neen of mine own house Fortemps, who resides here in Camp Dragonhead, rather enjoys the company of travelers. There is also Pravelin of House Halenart, who can be found at the Skyfire Locks, though any information you pry from the scribe may provide difficult to parse. Have you spoken with the chief astrologian of House Durandar yet? Yeah, I did. He was like, nah. Really? Perhaps he will be more accommodating once I inform him that you are a friend of the House Fortemps. Do not concern yourself with House Desmail. I shall contact them myself. Seek the counsel of the three I mentioned and return to me when finished. Alright. Now I go to find random people to talk to. Oh. Why, hello, good sir. What's that? An airship, you say? I hate to disappoint you, but I know nothing of what you seek. Likely no one of the House Fortemps does, for if they did, I would definitely know as well. The topic on everyone's lips these days is what will come of young Lord Francil. Some say the allegations are long overdue, given how many members of House Halenart have been found guilty of heresy in recent days. Alone, grant me strength. There must be some way to... Oh, who are you? A friend of Lord Harnchiffon. I want to help you, I truly do, but these accusations of have thrown House Halienart into chaos. Right now, we must focus on combating these charges and preserving our reputation. Sure, this other person's not gonna have anything for me either. Hello, Halia. Thank you for the lurk. Good luck with your work. That kind of rhymes, actually. Did not mean to make it rhyme, but it kind of does. I don't know if you heard me, Halia, because there was an ad going. But actually, no, I think you have a sub right now from someone, so. But yeah, have a good lurk. This guy again. I gather you've been busy since we last spoke. Lord Harchefant's missive was positively glowing, but if you think that his endorsement is cause for me to disregard the Ishgardian policies, then you were sorely mistaken. We are at war, sir, and the enemy grows bolder by the day. Why, in the short time since Inquisitor Gullamanes arrived in Corthius, countless heretics have been discovered, even among the elite of the Ishgardian society. If Lord Harchefant wishes to waste his days chasing after a long-lost airship, then that is his choice. But if he expects others to share in his folly, then he is truly blind to the present state of affairs. Yeah, that about sums up what I expected from him. By your countenance, I take it you did not learn anything of use. No, I learned absolutely nothing. Nor did I fear. It seems the whole of Corthius is consumed by this talk of heretics in the high houses. We can only hope that my sources in Ishgard proper provide more pertinent information. Yeah. I had another personal request to make of you. It concerns Lord Frencel, of whom much has been whispered in recent days. I have received a report that he and 3 knights were seen heading north towards the Steel Vigil. The outpost was long overrun by Dravian horde, so I am not certain what he intends to accomplish with such a small force. Whatever his motives, I fear for his safety. Pray journey to the Steel Vigil and see if Lord Francel's party requires assistance. I'm sure that when I get there, he's gonna need my help. And I know he's doing it because he's trying to clear his name, but I don't know if that's really the best way of going about doing it. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that that necklace was placed by someone else, because the lockbox had looked like it was tampered with. Who goes there? Phantom. No, stay back. The fiend is still here. Oh. Jeez, okay. Big dragon. Oh, I didn't read what he said. Oops. I found it all. How are we to redeem House Halion if we cannot even slay a single Aveus? We are fortunate you came along when you did, sir. House Halion will remember your kindness. Just doing my job as a hero, I guess. Oh, where's the other one? Over here, let's see. Curse those fiends. It's as though they knew we were coming. It was a foolish thing to do, I know. But I had hoped we might demonstrate our devotion by slaying a number of the Scalekin. Moreover, it was House Halionart that yielded the steel sigil to the Horde many years ago. One might say that our defeat here heralded the slow decline of our house's once great name. If we have been brought even lower by these despicable accusations of heresy. And despite my best efforts, I have done naught to improve the situation. The day of my trial approaches. Soon I must accept the judgment of the Inquisitors, whatever it may be. But even should my protestations fall on deaf ears, I will proclaim my innocence to my dying breath. I don't want him to die, no. He's clearly set up by someone. What did you find at the steel sigil? Ah, I see. A reckless plan, but at least it did not cost him and his knights their lives. I have news for you as well. A witness has been found to the final flight of the let me just retry reading. A witness to the final flight of Enterprise has been found. Alas, there is a complication. It has become common knowledge that you paid a visit to Lord Francel at Skyfair Locks not long ago. Upon learning of this, the witness has become understandably reticent to make your acquaintance, for fear of being seen in the company of a man who might later be declared a heretic. A not unreasonable fear, given the zeal of which Inquisitor Guillaumin has conducted his investigations. In any case, if we wish to obtain his testimony, we must first clear Lord Francel's name, and by association, yours. Man. Wasn't it the Inquisitor who said that the lockbox probably wasn't opened? I don't know. Seems kind of suspect. Feels like we're being set up. Oh look, this guy thinks somebody is conspiring against Francel as well, just like me. As I see it, the key to proving Lord Francel's innocence is discrediting the evidence against him. I speak of the draconian rosary found in the chest you recovered yourself. If you would, please tell me the incident in question. So, it was found in a locked chest, labeled as the property of Lord Francel. If the rosary was not his, then someone else with access must have planted it. Here's what you must do. Return to Skyfire Locks and speak with Rickman. He works closely with the porters who ferry goods across Corthius, so he may have some inkling of who could be responsible. Man, I can't wait until the winter time, honestly. I like, my favorite seasons are the fall and the winter. I only brought it up because the snow in this area is pretty. Alright, Rickman, tell me what you know. Someone tampering with shipments. Fury struck me down if all the rosaries found in our people's possessions were planted. Hey now, don't give me that look, lad. I'm a House Alienart man through and through. This heresy nonsense is bad for me and my family too. I ain't saying the porters what were bringing the shipment did it though. I know most of them what were the trade routes, and I've never had cause to question their faith. But if it wasn't neither, then your guess is as good as mine. After all, most every shipment is thoroughly inspected before it... Could it have been the fellows who were responsible for the inspections? Huh. It's Guardian Knights and Inquisitors, the lot of them. As if they'd ever turn their cloaks. I reckon that means the porters are your most likely suspects. Hate to think it, but maybe you should question them. There's a crew coming to Camp Dragon Head from the White Brim front this morn. You might consider having a word with them. This battle music is so... Please, I was just talking to a quest giver. There's no reason for the battle music. Alright. Beg your pardon. You suspect that we porters have been planting draconian rosaries in the House Alienart shipments? What nerve. If you truly believe such nonsense, search your parasols and see what you find. And there's... Okay, yeah. There was 2 of them in those. Are we finished? If so, I would appreciate an apology. But that's impossible. Once the night at White Brim Front concluded her inspection, I loaded the parasols into the wagon myself. And if I had been the culprit, I would have never allowed you to search my shipments. Say what you will, Lord Haffenhart. This guy's name. To the Lord, I will not be held accountable for this. It's probably the knight who did the inspection. Something happened outside. I thought I heard shouting. Ah, but more importantly, what did Rickman have to say? More draconian rosaries, in every single parasol, bound for Skyfir locks. That beggars belief. Even the Inquisitors must acknowledge that there's no more than a crass attempt to sully House Alienheart's reputation. Whoever is responsible has overplayed his hand, and praise alone that he did. Lord Frenzel's trial is upon us, and we must act now if we are to clear his name. Yeah. Ooh, level 45. From the very first, I knew it could not be that so many members of House Alienheart were heretics. At last, we can give the lie to these poisonous allegations and put an end to this travesty. I will need to prepare a formal statement regarding these developments for the Holy See. In the meantime, I would have you bear my words to Inquisitor Briggy. Tell her that the House for Temps asks, nay, demands that Lord Francel's trial be postponed until a full investigation has been conducted. I bet they won't like that. What is it, my child? Lord Harn would have the Inquisitors do what? But it is not possible. Inquisitor Gullemain presides over Lord Frenzel's trial at the Witch Drop even as we speak. Fear not. If Lord Frenzel is indeed innocent, he shall walk in Halone's halls with the fallen heroes of Ishgard. They're gonna kill him. It's the Inquisitor, I know it. They have taken Lord Frenzel to Witch Drop. This is madness. The Inquisitor does not have sufficient grounds to subject him to that manner of trial. I will not stand idly by and allow an innocent man to die. Phantom, I would dispatch you and one of my knights to Witch Drop to forestall the proceedings until such a time as I am able to join you, and petition Inquisitor Gullemain in the person. I will endeavor not to keep you waiting too long. Do whatever you must to keep Lord Frenzel alive. Let's go save him. Hail. As you can see, Lord Frenzel yet lives. We must try to reason with the Inquisitor. But if his guards judge us a threat, we must also be prepared to defend ourselves. It's gonna be a fight. I already know it. Josine Charlemagne Frenzel de Helienart, you stand accused of heresy against the Holy See of Ishgard. Is there aught you wish to say in your defense? Hear me, brothers. These charges are false. The men and women in my line have ever opposed the Dravians, and I am no different. Since the very birth of our nation, we have gladly shed blood in the service of the Holy See. Condemn me, and you will strike a blow for the enemies of Ishgard. It is for Halune to judge if you speak the truth. Prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men. Leap from the cliff and entrust your fate to the Fury. The righteous shall take their place in Halune's halls, while the wicked shall reveal their Drachen form and be put to sword. In the name of House Fortemps, I beseech thee, stay your hand. Inquisitor, we have come on behalf of Lord Harnchfont. My lord has uncovered evidence which suggests that the charges against Lord Francel are without merit. We humbly request that these proceedings be suspended until such time as full re-examination of the facts have been conducted. Lord Harnschvat has allowed his personal relationship with the accused to cloud his judgment. That he should harbor private doubts I might have allowed, but that he would dare to interfere in legal proceedings sanctioned by the Holy See, I cannot. To defy the will of an inquisitor is to commit heresy, a crime for which there is but one punishment. We must hold them until the Lord arrives, Phantom. And remember, no harm can come to the Inquisitor. You knew it. It is not our intention to defy the will of the Archbishop. But this trial, like many others I fear, have been orchestrated by enemies of the House Halionart. They have used you and your fellows to sow discord, Inquisitor, to set brother against brother, and that we may tear ourselves apart. The fevered imaginings of a desperate man, what proof of this do you have? By the Fury, a draconian rosary. Then the knight who refused to yield, it was he who summoned the Wyram. A heretic in the ranks of the Temple Knights. This has a grave implications. I don't trust him, the Inquisitor. Your claims would appear to have merit. I shall withdraw my charges against Lord Francel, pending further investigation. I trust you have not lost sight of that of which first brought you to Corthius. Pray locate your errant ship and use it. Lord, I have not the words to express my gratitude, but why would you risk your reputation to save mine? Because I know you, boy. You're too loyal to betray Ishgard, and too devout to question your sentence. Had we been any slower, you'd have jumped of your own free will. I would have done whatever it took to redeem House Alienart. Praise alone, it did not come to that, but it profits us that little to dwell on what might have been. Let us quit this place. Pray visit me at Camp Dragonhead once you have recuperated. That's crazy. I really don't trust that Inquisitor, though. I feel like he seems sus. That's really the best way I can put it. You look well. May I say what a pleasure it was to fight along such a fearless and skillful warrior. Were it not for you, Lord Francel would surely have died defending the honor of his house, and I might well have perished at the hands of a heretic in his Wyram. House Pertemps and House Alienart shall never forget your service. Now, let us return to the matter of your missing enterprise. The man with knowledge of the enterprise awaits you outside. I pray his information proves useful to you. How quickly the commoners' opinions change. They say Lord Francel is innocent now, but just a few days prior. Anyway, you were inquiring as to the whereabouts of an airship last seen in Corthius several days before the calamity, yes? Well, it so happens that I was monitoring the sky of the observatorium during that period. I recall that a small vessel came from the direction of Britannia and landed near the Stone Vigil in the far northwest. The garrison was almost certainly seized the vessel and brought it within their walls. If so, then you would need an army of knights to have any hope of securing it. Though Lord Harnchfont is, from all indications, quite fond of you, so mayhap he can lend you a few. In any case, I have done my part. I shall pray for your success, friend. Oh, so you've at last located the Enterprise. I believe congratulations are in order. The Stone Vigil. Ah, perhaps I spoke too soon. The outpost has been held by dragons for years, and all access is restricted by the decree of Durandare. I will write a letter to Lord Dromont of White Primfront and request that he grant you access to enter. That said, I fear my influence alone will not suffice, so I suggest that you request Lord Francel to do the same. Now that your business in Camp Drybone has concluded, I suspect we may not meet again for some time. I wish you well in your journeys. May Haloon guide you. Wonderful to see you again. If there's anything I can do to repay you, name it. So, the airship you seek is likely inside the Stone Vigil. It shames me to say that it too was once an outpost held by House Halenart. In the KSF followed the calamity, the Draven Horde caught us unawares. The fiends have held that outpost ever since. As we lack the strength and arms to retake the Stone Vigil, House Durandare instead has been charged with the duty. Given that I doubt that my words will carry much weight with Lord Tremont, nevertheless I will write you your letter. Before you depart, a word of caution. The cravens who attempt to destroy House Halenart have yet to be unmasked. Though their plans were foiled, they doubtless still harbor great hatred towards us, and towards you now, as well. Yeah, I imagine they're not too happy about me, spoiling their plans. Now we walk. Or ride, I guess. A little bit of a journey to get there, but also pretty straightforward. Almost there. You desire an audience with Lord Dramont, do you? Ah, I dare say a night in a warm bed with my wife. but wishing won't make it so. What do we have here? Letters from Lord Harnschvan and Francel, is it? Likely? Oh, you're serious. What to do? What to do? Your timing could not have been worse, traveler. Lord Drummond's intentions are focused solely on the Stone Vigil at present. In any case, it is not my responsibility to escort visitors. Take your letters and show them to Sir Alabois? Yes, Sir Alabois can surely accommodate you. Seek her in the storeroom on the opposite side of the yard. Oh. Sid's here. Why is Sid here? So where am I supposed to go for this? Oh, I see. Ah. Sir Brindair bid you speak with me, did he? I know not why he presumed I would be in better position to help you, but I assure you that he is mistaken. Lord Drummond hasn't the time to spend speaking with low-ranking knights such as I. However, he always has a moment to spare for head churchin aesthetian. Why not visit the infirmary upstairs and show your letters to him? They're sending me on a wild goose chase. No. They're like, yeah, I can't help, but someone else can. No, I can't help either. Maybe they can, though. Okay. Upstairs. There they are. Are you here to visit a patient, sir? What's this? Letters of introduction from House for Temps in Helenard. With documents such as these, you needn't seek an escort. Yeah, okay. I knew it. I was like, I could have just went to the guy, right? Pray proceed to the barracks and speak with Sir Gaudernox. He should know Lord Drummond's current whereabouts. Sir, can you help me? What reason have you for barging into? Oh, I see. Well, you were in luck. Lord Drummond is just up these stairs. Letters are no, though. I would not expect much. House Durandare as a whole does not hold adventurers in high regard. You had best state your intentions quickly and succinctly. Show proper respect, and it shall be returned in kind. The sir downstairs permitted your passage. Very well, speak. You wish to brave a ruined outpost filled with Skelkin to secure an airship that may or may not be there. Are you an avatar of the Fury herself? It's Alphanod, and Sid. We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Drummond. You know our name, and you know our deeds. We are come to Corthius to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end, we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Sid Nin Garland, who stands before you now. Master Garland, you're alive, but that's impossible. Indeed it is, my lord. Do not be deceived by their honeyed words. These foreigners are not to be trusted. At this critical moment in Ishgardian history, as House Durandare marshals its forces to retake the stone sigil, who should appear in Fort Grim but 3 mysterious strangers? This guy is evil. I know it now. Confirmed. Confirmed he's a bad guy, and he needs to go. Sid Garland, missing and presumed dead since before the Calamity, and 2 of the Scions of the 7th Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. The lesser houses may have been duped by these grandiose lies, but I should hope that House Durandare would have a greater sense. I know not why these 3 seek the stone vigil, but I know that we cannot permit them to pass. Wow, okay. Thank you for your counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment, I nearly believed this murmur's farce. You 3 will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, and until you declare your true intentions as well. It could be moons before House Durandare purges the sigil. We don't have time for that. Sid, Phantom, we must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Dromont's trust. Understood? You the lad responsible for the commotion upstairs. Aye. Words travel fast in White Brim Front. I gather you still wish to change Lord Dromont's mind. If there's one thing I've learned about this man in my time, it's that he listens to and respects the opinions of those under his command. Went over the barracks, and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? That's easy. Serve the poor souls decent fare for a change. The last few supply shipments contain no wheat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. 'Twouldn't be a quality meal, 'tis true, but it'd be a damn sight better than nothing. If you have a mind to lend a hand, why not awake a lurking mud puppy in Denif Pass, and take this bottle of vinegar. Locals say it weakens mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin. I think after I finish this quest, I'm gonna end stream just so I can go have dinner, because I'm getting a little hungry. But let's finish this first, and then we'll figure that out. Okay. It's a mud cookie. Mud puppies are not very cute. Oh no. The damage? Oh, yeah, I'm in Cortheus. Hello, creature, by the way. Hello, hello. Alright. Thank you again for the follow, Snowy. Deliver the tail meat. What do you think of Harch and Font? I think he's alright. I can see why he would be popular. I definitely like him more than the other lords in this area. Lord Francel's alright too, though. And so far, I really don't like the Inquisitor. I feel like he's a bad guy. Just a sneaking suspicion. At the very least, he really does like to make everything harder for me. It didn't work, did it? I thought it was an idiotic idea. Oh dear. Remind me to never wander near mud puppy spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Any road. This should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this, and voila. Never seen a man cook steaks that fast, have you? He's serving them raw meat. It's not even cooked. Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights here. And up above. Yeah, the Inquisitor's not nice. He's really annoying. You there, lad. Don't think I didn't see you and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to buy my trust with steak, it would be my pleasure to apply to you. Nice. Yes, I feel invigorated, refreshed, as if I have the strength of 10 men, and their wits beside. I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from century tuning. He's a slacker, for real. We ought to at least receive a hearty meal before we march off to die in this God's forsaken waste. Here you go. AIAB. All Inquisitors are bastards. For real. Is that a fresh cooked steak? Balloon's blessings be upon you, my friend. Mudpippy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. Alright. Ever must be trained to maintain our skills at arms, yet never are we to receive proper sustenance. You are a godsend, my friend. Too few appreciate that House Durandare must do more than its fair share for the sake of Ishgard. It feels wonderful to see everyone in such high spirits. Amazing what good food can do for the morale, right? Man, steak is making me hungry, and like I know I said that I was gonna get off after this quest to go eat, but now it's like really, really hungry now. But I've forgotten about the hardworking Chirogans at the infirmary. So rarely do they take their meals here in the hall. Mind taking the steak to Sonoda. She's doubtless so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. Sure thing. Anything to get an airship. I'm trying to remember. I think the infirmary's up here, not down there. Yeah. There she is. Beg your pardon, sir, but I am busy attending to this man. I will be with you in a moment. Is that... Come to think of it, it has been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble. Oh my, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll eat the rest right away. Yeah. Alright. Now that I did that quest, I think I'm gonna end stream here. Just because I need to eat dinner. I haven't eaten in quite a while. So, let me find someone to raid, and then I'll send you guys off. Yeah, thank you. I don't know what I'm gonna eat yet. Gotta figure that out. Hmm. Oh. My friend Luca is streaming Monster Prom right now. That could be good to raid into. She just started stream. That's like perfect timing, actually. I don't have to worry about them ending. Alright. Let's raid Luca. And here's my raid message if anybody wants. Feel free to use that if you like. Otherwise, you know, no worries. But yeah, go show Luca some love. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun. The story is getting pretty good, actually. I like don't want to end stream, but I also like really need to go eat. But yeah, all right. Bye for now, everyone. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.